Greetings to all. In this explanatory video, we will be having a brief introduction to Amazon Relational Database Service, one of the various um, services provided by AWS. So before diving deeper towards this brief introduction, let's have a quick look to what is Amazon Relational Database Service, which is also known as Amazon RDS. So it is a fully managed database service provided by Amazon Web Services AWS, which helps us to create, operate, and scale relational databases directly in the cloud. It handles various operations such as backups, updates, and maintenance. So we can also have a database setup on our local clouds. So what benefits AWS RDS provides? Let's see how AWS RDS is actually unique when compared to the local systems that we may possess. So it is unique because it reduces manual work. It offers various features such as automatic backup, high availability, security, and scalability. So to summarize all these points, we can say that we can focus more on the application side as a developer. Also, we can focus on user experience, moreover, rather than also worrying about the database management, because database management directly will be focused by AWS itself. So we know that every language or every technology, every concept has some or the other building block. For example, we can say variables are the basic building blocks of any programming language. So in the same way, AWS RDS has a basic building block that is known as a DB instance. So what is a DB instance? It is the core component of Amazon RDS. It is an isolated database environment running on the cloud. And one DB instance can have multiple databases and can be accessed through normal environments as well, such as when I am working with MySQL shell. I can just have the API and I can access um, Amazon RDS databases via it and get the output accordingly. So as you can see here, we have one availability zone. We have another availability zone. AWS, as we know, is divided throughout the globe under various regions, availability zones. For example, this availability zone has two instances, separate instances of Oracle database, and each database can have, and each database engine can have a lot of database, and each database can have a lot of tables. If we take a more broader view, let's say here we have two availability zones, and here these database instances have AWS services. There we had Oracle databases as in the picture here we have certain AWS services such as EBS and EC2, which are connected to a database app, and all the transactions and operations, all the backend logic is handled by this database app, which is connected via the DNS. The DNS points to the database app and controls the flow of data that is to be done till our front end, that is our application. If we talk about the core architecture of Amazon RDS, it is based on three principles. First is multiple availability zone, also known as multi-AZ, where AZ stands for availability zone. So RDS creates one standby copy in another availability zone with synchronous data copy. That means at a time I can just handle one entry and no other way that entry can be modified. That is synchronization. There cannot be any kind of race condition. Creates one standby copy in another availability zone with synchronous data copy for high availability, and that is not used for it. It is only used to modify. It is only subject to modification that we have. And then second principle is read replica, which creates read-only copies with asynchronous data copy to reduce read load, where sometimes we need not to modify the database, we just need to retrieve the values by reading the database. So for that we have the read replica, and which also helps us to improve performance. Also shared responsibility. So the responsibility is shared uh, in between AWS and the developer, where AWS manages infrastructure, OS, and DB engine as well as backups, where you as a developer have to manage access users, that are roles and responsibilities, and also data security. So there are many database engines supported under AWS RDS, such as Amazon Aurora, PostgreSQL, MySQL, MariaDB, Oracle Database, and Microsoft SQL Server. So this was just a brief introduction to Amazon RDS. Still, there is a lot more to explore. There are a lot more caching as well as database services provided by AWS. Even beyond that, there are many services. Even I do not have complete knowledge for the same, but this was an attempt just to share my learnings of introduction to Amazon RDS with you all. Thank you so much, and I hope you had a great experience while watching this video, and I hope some knowledge, some my learning experience I could share with you all as well. Thank you once again.